Well, good morning, everybody. This is Mike at TTK Small Engine Repair. We're located at 54398 County Road 657, Paw Paw. That's actually between Paw Paw and Matawan, 6/10 of a mile south off of Red Arrow Highway. Our phone number is 731-298-1702. I know I've had this tractor in a couple other videos, but you ever do a job and you just feel like you really accomplished something and it was well worth the effort put into it? This is one of those units. We had a few things we had to do to it. Came in to get it spring ready, and so we did a lot of work. The big thing was, which I mentioned in my other videos, we did an oil filter conversion on this unit. This was originally set up with this type of a system. It's an easy change, 30-second oil change setup. You can see the specialty end on that oil filter. That would have mounted to the top of this. Now this was originally mounted where you see that oil filter, and it's set in there just like that. Well, John Deere makes an adapter so that this unit can be removed, install an adapter into the engine block so that you can screw on just a standard oil filter. Now, if you remember, I said probably since this thing was new, it's probably never had a full service oil change, because when you're using that system, basically you take the old filter off, you would put a new one on and just top off the oil, which means you're not able to drain the crankcase. So you're leaving a quart or more oil and sludge in that crankcase when you change the oil. Now, I know it's a little hard to see here, but you can see this tube right here. This comes from John Deere also. That's part of the conversion kit. This now allows me to drain all the engine oil out of this engine so that when we're done, we get fresh, clean oil throughout. Much better service. Will prolong the life of that engine. You're not going to have all that dirty oil laying in the bottom and sludge laying in the bottom of that crankcase, which could reduce the life expectancy of that engine. So that was pretty cool. Now, we had to put a battery in this. I did have the original battery on the charger for quite a while, but it failed under load. So wound up putting a battery in, and then I went to start it. Didn't initially make contact. I played with the key. She fired right up. And I started it 2 or 3 times, and each time you hit the key, it didn't always want to make contact. And I'm going, ooh, that's a problem. The problem lies right here. This is the John Deere key for that ignition switch. And it appears that they probably lost a key, and somebody just found a key, and it literally, you can see the opening of that switch, forced it into there to try to turn this thing over. And you can see the opening of the new switch that I installed. So this wasn't always making contact when you went to start it, so we wound up having to replace that. But you can see we did air filter, spark plugs. This little tube here is mentioned in my last video. This runs to the fuel pump. This is the fuel pump here, and this draws direct vacuum from the engine. So that being cracked, it's not drawing the vacuum that it needs for this pump to work properly to feed fuel up and into the carburetor. But excuse me, this came in with a lot of rust on these step plates. And I'm going to assume this sets out in the weather based on the amount of rust I saw. And so I had to make another run to get a ignition switch for this, and I said, shoot, I'll just buy a can of John Deere green. And I came back, wire brushed both sides. I've got the step pad on, already installed back on this. We taped everything off. Now, I'm not a body man or anything like that. And I had extra time because I'm not quite busy yet. So I decided to wire brush this down, tape it all off, and spray paint the areas where she was really rusted. The paint was peeling all the way down the side. And so, as a favor to the customer, I said, nuts with it. They're not being charged for this. This is a little something extra I did for the lady, and she's a good customer. That'll slow down that rust, prolong the life of this body a little bit longer, and just a little extra that we did at no cost to her. So we had fun doing what we did. Converting this oil filter over to a regular oil filter so that she can get a full service oil change and fresh oil throughout that engine. Finding the issues with the ignition switch, and we sharpened the blades and leveled that mower deck, and then obviously I did this. There's just some jobs you get that feeling of just total satisfaction, and this tractor is one of those. I've had it in here for a couple of days, and as I said, like anything that comes in, you're always going to find something other than what it came in for. And I had mentioned that in my previous video that the next oil change would be cheaper, but I did put all my numbers together to do the oil filter conversion kit with just a little over 2 quarts of a synthetic blend oil was cheaper than buying that filter alone. So already I've saved the customer money. Not only have I saved them money, but there's no question we're going to prolong the life of this unit by doing a complete oil change versus a partial oil change. So very pleased with the outcome of this tractor, and we appreciate the customer giving us the opportunity to service it and to do the things we did to make the improvements we did, etc. for her. So anyway, like I said, typically I don't get into painting and things of that nature. That isn't what I do. I just happen to have the spare time, and I figured, you know what, why not? So it doesn't cost the customer anything. It looks much better than what it did. We've at least stopped or slowed down the rusting process on the body of this tractor, and that's the important thing. So that's pretty much all we've got, but as we've discussed before, we do all kinds of things out here, primarily lawn and garden equipment. We don't get into recreational vehicles of any type, motorcycles, that type of thing, boat motors. Unfortunately, I do not pick up and deliver because I'm just a one-man operation. So whatever we can do to get your business, we'd love to have it. I guess one of the primary reasons for this video is, hey, we try to go the extra mile to give you above and beyond your expectations when you bring your equipment into a shop. And so that's pretty much all we've got today. If you have any questions or concerns, don't hesitate to give us a call at 731-298-1702. I'm going to get this other step pad put on. I don't have too much going. I've got that still chainsaw up and running, and chain sharpened on that pressure washer. I'm waiting for a new pressure washer pump. I did get the unit running and did an oil change on that, but that's pretty much all we've got today. And I'm going to get this one buttoned up. They'll give the customer a call, let her know she's done, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, always call before you drop anything off or pick anything up to ensure that I'm here. We don't want any of our customers inconvenienced. I had to make 3 parts runs on this tractor alone, so sometimes I'm not always here. But we want your business. Whatever we can do to get your business and to keep your business, hey, let us know. We're here to please you and to satisfy you and to keep your equipment going, trying to save you cost using quality parts and providing the best service that we can. Anyway, that's pretty much what we've got. And everybody, have a fantastic week. Try to be kind to one another, be respectful and courteous, and always be looking to help a fellow person out in need. And we can make this a better world to live in just by being kind, courteous, respectful. Everybody, take care. God bless. Bye-bye.